And welcome back to the Gran Turismo Online League. It's time for the All-Star Race Weekend. And here we are in the open race. Anyone that has not locked their way into the main event has raced their way into the All-Star Race via this event right here. And as always, I'm joined here in the booth by Rashad Metz. How are you doing tonight, Rashad?
Miles, I am excited. This is one of those special events in the GTO series. Super excited to see these guys come out here for the All-Star race. It's going to be a good showing. See who can make it into this big race for a chance to win $50. So I'm super excited. Hopefully we can see a great show.
And those who are already locked in are either a past champion in the league or have won a strictly stock series event. These drivers here unfortunately have not, so they have to race their way in. The way this will work is you have to finish top 3 in this event in order to advance in. But don't worry, if you don't do that, we're having a last chance qualifier, and whoever wins the last chance qualifying race will also get in. But how do you think these open drivers are thinking about this race here tonight?
Well, you see, only 3 drivers can make it in via this race, which there are 5 drivers on track right now trying to find their way in. So I feel like if the experience starts to show, I feel like we can see some guys that are more favored up there. But with this kind of racing, it's so wild card and so it's so random that you don't know really who could win. But I feel like it's still going to be uneasy and unsettling because these drivers want to make it into the big show. So I really feel like you're going to see a lot of aggression here for this 10-lap shootout here.
All these drivers are new to the league, new drivers just trying to dip their toes into it, and what a better way to do it here in the exhibition event here in the All-Star race. So let's get down to the Mets painting grid walk. Starting on pole, CJ House won yet another pole in that beautiful American flag GRT GMR Ware. Racing a number 58 Toyota. He's had a really fast car all weekend, put it on pole. He has to race his way in through this event. He's had one of the fastest cars. He said, I've been really fast through practice stuff, but he's worried about this race. So look for the 58 car to be running up front.
Rolling off next at number 95, a guy we haven't seen in a long time, one of the road course ringers of the series, Trevor Levine, makes his return back to the GTO strictly stock series. So super excited to see him back here. I really look forward to seeing him. Puts it in P2 here on the grid. So looking super excited to see what he's going to do today, that number 95 machine.
Rolling off P3 is a newcomer. We have Jack the Pack here in the number 20 Newport car, throwback to the Newport series that they used to run using the Group 3 Mercedes here at this track on GT Sport. So it's been a while since we've seen a Newport scheme like that. Good to see one of those back on track. But he's new to the league, new to this style of racing, so we're going to see how he's going to do here in this number 20 car tonight and look for him to be running up front.
Well, next we have number 24 of Dante. Dante is beautiful number 24 scheme. Love that Pepsi scheme. Dante's made some starts here and there in the series. Had some great runs throughout the series as well in the times he's made some starts. So looking forward to seeing what he can do in this race. Doesn't have the qualifying effort that he wanted, but I feel like during race trim, definitely his race car is going to come to life.
And rolling off P last here in the open race is Zay Smitty here in the number 9 Dodge Dealers car. What a beautiful paint scheme. This paint scheme actually won here in the Winston Cup event that we had of last month. So maybe they'll bring him some good luck to be running that number 9 Casey Kane automobile. Let's see if he can get that throwback scheme up to the front. He has to finish in the top 3 to make it into the main event. And that's it for your Mets painting grid walk. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add before we get any underway?
I have nothing else to add, Miles. Just super excited.
And this is going to be a 10-lap shootout. There will be cautions. So let's see what's going to happen. The top 3 make it into the big show. Who's going to make it in? And the green flag is out. The All-Star Open race is underway.
This race is going to be very exciting, very hectic. See CJ Howe get a nice run already, but Trevor Levine is going to try to maintain being beside him as they go into turn 1. Bottom lane's not really preferred, but I think CJ Howe might be able to make it work on the restart, and he does! Close!
But Trevor Levine there, that number 95 car, you see he's knocking the rust off early, already fighting side by side for the lead going into 2.
See, Trevor Levine, he won actually the last All-Star race that we had, which was, he won, he came back in spectacular fashion, not an oval racing driver, but came back and won it with a great finish with Rashad Metz. So super excited to see what that number 95 can do, but this is a new car for him, and that just changes how the track drives for him, so it's going to be very interesting to see how he adapts.
Look at these cars running up front. Here comes CJ Howe trying to battle hard. Trevor Levine got to take the lead again. Here comes Dante, the 24 to the inside. All 5 cars under a blanket, trying to get into the top 3 to transfer in.
Trevor Levine goes all the way to the bottom of the racetrack trying to defend from any potential passes on the inside, but CJ Howell's going to go for it anyway, and he gets there.
Pass on the inside. They're battling hard there in the back.
Do you think the top 3 should want to work together to kind of secure their position? You think they're still going to try to race it out for this open race win?
I think you got to race it out. You're trying to get into the best possible finishes to make sure that you make the big race, because one slip up on the final turn of the last lap, you might not make it into the All-Star race. So I think you're going balls to the wall. You got to try to get your car into that main event.
But look at Zay, Smitty, and Dante running. Oh, big slide.
Saves it, though. What a save by Zay Smitty there and the number 9 car.
Goodness, but him and Dante had a great run down the front straightaway, working really good together, bump drafting, and just got caught out there in the final corner, in the first corner.
The inside CJ Howell hasn't won yet this season in a points race, has not had the season he's been hoping for, looking to try to build some momentum here tonight.
Tries to get a run on the outside lane, he's going to get it done. Smart move by Sissy, taking that top lane, which is the fastest preferred lane in turn 3, and really used it up as much as he could. Got a great run. But he's seeing those other drivers are getting some help behind him, and Trevor Levine's on the outside trying to go around the long way. And he does.
Run off of turn 1, that high lane in turn 1 and 3 really gives you some good momentum going on the straightaway. But you see CJ Howell using that slipstream to drag right up to the rear bumper of Trevor Levine.
So usually if you use those inside lanes, you're setting up a slide job or some sort of way to try to advance your position just in the slightest. But usually it's not something you'll want to run if you're side by side with somebody. But it's great seeing these drivers trying to use that bottom lane, trying to see what it can do, how the car handles down there, if they can get any sort of advantage. So I like seeing drivers look around the racetrack for grip.
Now, it's still anyone's race. You see Zay Smitty and Jack kind of hung back a little bit there in the beginning stages of this race, but they could easily make a charge toward the front. We still have a lot of racing here left. 5 laps may not seem like a lot, but you can make a move almost any turn for the lead here.
That's very true. This racing here is so wild, it's so random that anybody can win it. But that does not take away from how good the leader has, the winner of the race has to be to get there. You know, it takes a lot more than just being at the right place at the right time. You got to plan out your moves, plan out your strategy, when it's time to go, and things like that. So, right now, Miles, this is just to ask you, like, when do you think is go time for these drivers?
I think it's been go time all week, all race. You got to stay up front, try to stay in the top 3, because if you're in this race, you don't want to get knocked out and have to go to the last chance qualifier and bet on winning that race, because that knocks your chances of making the big show down even more. So you just got to be careful. You got to race hard, try to get to that top 3 so you don't have to worry about racing in that last chance qualifier.
But look, as you saw Dante and Trevor working together, tandem drafting down the back straightaway. I think they're trying to save their position, not trying to race too hard. And you see Sissy there was trying to go for the overtake. You think that was a smart move instead of working with them, trying to race them a little bit? What do you think?
I think if you're in the top 2, you can kind of work together, try to conserve the spots, because you're above the cut line by a little bit. But if you're in that 3rd or 4th place, you're battling hard to try to make it in, because 3rd is the last spot that makes in. 4th, you got to pack your stuff up if you don't win that last chance qualifier. So you never know what's going to happen here. I think you got to race hard if you're in 3rd and 4th place.
But look, as you see here, you still see Trevor Levine and Dante still working really well together on that bottom lane. Really working well, trying to get each other good runs out of the thing, trying to really save their position, which I think is a smart strategy from the both of them. As you see, Sissy falls back a spot. He falls out of the bubble position. Now he has to try to run down Jack the Pack, which he has time to do so. He just has to plan that move right in order to maintain it.
Drivers in a line down the front straight with some contact with the wall there for Dante. Ooh, not a good run off the corner by Trevor Levine. He gets a good shove behind. Here comes Dante to the inside, but Trevor Levine shuts the door. Oh, no, he doesn't. CJ Howell giving a huge shove to the 24 car. Trevor Levine's in a tough spot now, only a few laps left. He was up front the entire race, but now he's in last.
That's not looking good for him so far, but look at CJ Howell back up there. Recovers, gets up to P2, which is great for him. I think he's going to want to start being a little more cautious, but Jack the Pack wants to race.
He said he wants to make a big impact here tonight, Jack did. So hopefully he can get that number 20 Newport car into the big event here tonight. And he's looking to do it here. Oh, some contact with the wall off the corner. 2 more laps to go.
CJ is falling back, not where he wants to be right now, in 4th position. Now you got the battle with Zay Smitty.
Do not want to have to go to that last chance qualifier, because finishing top 3 in a race is one thing, but winning a race is an entire different challenge. So it's going to be a lot harder to try to get in through that last chance qualifier than it is to get in through this open race.
And Zay Smitty is a very experienced driver here at Blue Moon. He's not very aggressive, but he's very defensive. He knows how to keep you behind you, but as they're grouped up right now, is there much those final 2 cars can do if those other cars work together? I think Zay's trying to split them up.
1 more to go. Zay trying to make a move on that bubble spot. Trevor Levine currently the last car to make it in. Dante up front getting a huge shove by Jack.
Single file. You think they're going to fan out in the final corner?
Ooh, Sissy shoves Zay up the track. It's going to be hard racing.
He wants it. He's going to sit in it hard on the inside.
They fan out.
The front end's kind of moving left and right, not handling really well. Trevor gets a run around the outside.
To the outside. Who's going to make it in? And
Dante, Jack, and Trevor Levine make it into
the race. What a finish. Dante wins in his first event here. Jack finishes 2nd in his first event. And so Trevor Levine, he advances in through that final spot. And unfortunate for CJ Howell, your pole sitter for the open race, is going to have to try to make it in through the last chance qualifier. So is Zay Smitty. So it's going to be a fun race. We've got a lot more racing coming up. The LCQ is up next. Whoever's going to win it is going to get in it. So we got that race, and then we got the All-Star race coming up right after. So we will be back with some more racing soon. See you in a second.